Hey guys, welcome back to the WorkHorse Q&A. This is our second one. We made it to number 2, finally. We wanted to get this one in before the Olympia weekend, so we're going to actually have Olympia predictions later on.
Which technically the Olympia starts tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. So we're going to get this up before that starts, so we'll see if we're right. And that way we're not cheating. Anyway, we got a few questions this time. We'll just go on to the first one. We'll go to the first one, and it is, how do you control your sweet tooth? So
I would say the best way to curb a sweet tooth, okay, there's different ways that I would approach curbing a sweet tooth depending on if I was in prep or if I was in off season. If I'm in prep, I'm super strict, but there are still ways that I will curb a sweet tooth in prep. So one of those would be maybe some the 0-calorie water flavors. You can get those in pretty much any flavor you want. Those are a way just to add flavor into your diet. I also am not against diet like soda or diet pop, or I think there's the sparkling diet waters that are 0 calories, so I would have maybe one of those, just one per day, or and I'm not necessarily every day. If I didn't need it one day, obviously, I mean, if I didn't need it or I didn't want it, I wouldn't have it. And then another way is through coffee, with like flavored coffee that's 0 calorie, or just having regular coffee with Splenda, or any type of herbal tea with Splenda or without Splenda. And if it's late at night, obviously I would do decaf coffee or decaf tea. Some teas are naturally decaffeinated, but those are the ways that I would in prep. If I was like right now, I'm typically in the off season, so I'll have like a little bit more freedom, so I would do like maybe a sugar-free Jello, or what else have I been doing? Sometimes I'll just add like little condiments to my food that are like around 5 calories, and sometimes I'll add sugar-free coffee creamer to my coffee, and that's still a way to curb a sweet tooth. However, like, I wouldn't do that I was in prep because they're not 0 calorie.
Yeah, coffee is actually one thing that I've been using a lot lately in prep. Not necessarily for the caffeine, but for the flavor, for the sweetness of it. I add 0 calorie sweetener to it, Splenda, usually, and that's what I'm drinking right now. It's decaf because it's later in the day. You know, we visit Starbucks a lot. Unfortunately, we spend a crap ton of money there. We should probably cut back on that a little bit.
Probably.
But
and I have that iced coffee maker, and I still haven't used it, and I've had it for like 2 months now. So I should probably pull it out. When
we go to Starbucks, we either get black coffee or iced black coffee, and right now she's not in prep, so she uses the sugar-free mocha syrup. It's like 5 calories. I use the sugar-free cinnamon dolce and sugar-free vanilla shots.
Or I really just like the black coffee, just straight plain.
With Splenda.
Or without Splenda. I can drink it without Splenda, but I really like bitter stuff, so if you don't like bitter stuff, then you won't like that. But
the sugar-free vanilla and sugar-free cinnamon dolce are 0 calorie. That's why I use those. Another thing that I haven't had it in a while, Walden Farms.
I have heard of that.
Walden Farms is a good company. All of their stuff is 0 calorie. They have pancake syrup, salad dressing, ketchup, barbecue sauce, chocolate syrup. They have all kinds of stuff that you could throw on your food. It's not necessarily the best consistency with some of it, but it adds some sweetness to it. So,
and a lot of people are against like artificial sweeteners and stuff like that. They are heavily processed, and they do have a lot of chemicals in them. But we're not consuming huge amounts of this stuff. We're consuming just a little bit just to get us through, the diet, to spice it up a little bit. And honestly, I'm not against it if it's just using it like sporadically throughout. Like, it's not like we're pouring loads and loads of Splenda on our food, or having like every meal with some type of artificial product. It's here and there to, just kind of get us through the bumps.
All right. So next question. This is from Brittany from the HIT Center. Congratulations, Brittany, on your powerlifting meet. We saw that. Good job. Your first one, by the way. How do you find balance between your business, workout / self-care, relationship, and your own individual hobbies each? One thing that I've started doing is I actually will write down everything I need to do at the beginning of the week. And it's pretty much just a checklist. As soon as I finish something, mark it off. Right now, it mostly consists of schoolwork. So I write down all the assignments I have due, all the labs I have due, exams coming up, what I need to study for. Once I finish it, cross it off. So organization is very beneficial with this. When it comes to the business, right now it's kind of slow because, one, I'm in prep. We're kind of like restructured a little bit because we've had like, we're restructuring right now, but we actually are coming out with a new product soon, hoodies, zip up hoodies.
Well, that's soon. It's not like our primary focus right now either.
Right, that's what I was getting to. It's not really our primary focus. Once I get through school, which is soon, we'll be able to revamp it up a little bit, come out with more products, because don't get me wrong, we have tons of ideas. So there's the business aspect of it. Workouts and self-care, that's always been something with us that we've been able to fit in. You know, sometimes we have to wake up super early to go. Sometimes we're there past 11 o'clock. So if we find, I mean, we always find time to fit it in. So, and even
it's not really and that's another thing. It's not really finding time to fit it in. It's more so finding time to fit the other things around the workouts.
Right.
The primary focus is, okay, now I have to do this. So where am I going to plug in the other stuff at?
Right. And fortunately for us with our relationship is that's pretty much how we met. We met through Andrew Wright, our bodybuilding coach. And, you know, we trained together. We haven't trained together for a couple months because of our schedules and everything like that. But, like, for the longest time we trained together. We're actually starting back next week. And so we can spend time together like that. We've actually built our school schedule around each other. So we go down there at the same time. You know, we have our meals set out for the day, and now we have our workouts set out to where we can actually train together. And that's actually going to help me a lot with prep and everything, and I know it helped her out a lot with prep. So, and with our individual hobbies, you know, people ask me what my hobbies are all the time, and it's hard to come up with an answer because, like, we're always studying or training or even programming online for clients, and we usually don't find time to find an actual hobby unless it's Christmas break or like the summer. So, I mean, what do you think?
Well, honestly, when people ask me what's your hobbies, my immediate response or the first thing that pops up into my brain is lifting weights. Like, what's your hobby? Lifting weights.
Right.
What do you like to do? Lift weights.
Right,
like,
and I use that answer too.
That's something I thoroughly enjoy doing. Do I have other hobbies?
You like to read?
Yeah, I like to just read. I like to read fictional books. I like to read inspirational books.
Who's the lady you always read? Jane Karen?
No, Joyce Meyer.
Joyce Meyer. She reads Joyce Meyer books all the time.
Another thing is,
Jane Karen's that's what my mom reads.
Recently I went home and I'm going home tomorrow to ride my horse. I would say that's like maybe another hobby I have, but it is something that I've had to put on the back burner, and I still kind of put it on the back burner. It used to be something I was really heavily into, and like now I don't live at home, and I don't really have the time for it. Even if I lived at home with all the things that I do, I just really don't have the time for it. So I've put it on the back burner. It doesn't mean that it's something that I don't like anymore. I still love to do it, but it's just I don't have time for it. And I plan to get to it, you know, later in life. But right now I'm in a stage of my life that I don't have time for it. So it's just kind of like, I do it occasionally, and it just, when I absolutely like when I can, but other than that I don't really get to. So sometimes you have to pick like what you like most and what's the most important to you, and realize like those other things will have to wait for later. It's kind of like an instance like you can't have your cake and eat it too. You have to pick.
So I guess to wrap the answer up on this is, you want to find a partner, boyfriend or girlfriend, who shares the same values as you. You know, you want to be able to build each other up, and if you guys share the same goals and if you do the same stuff, that's, I mean, in my opinion, that's even better, because you know how to push each other. You want to build your career around, I think if you build your career around hobby-like things, you'll enjoy it more and you'll be more successful at it. Like you said, you say training and working out is one of your hobbies, but you also want to do personal training. So you enjoy doing personal training and programming as well as working out.
But another thing is, like, I think his hat says it the best. Like, it's, if you notice his hat, it's balance with a mark through it. To be honest, like, you might feel like he has balance, but if you don't feel like you have balance, like, you're not the only one. I kind of live my life feeling like I'm out of balance. I never feel like I have a balance. Like, I'm an extremist. Like, I either am fully in, like 110%, or I'm fully out, like not at all. So like everything in my life I do to the extreme, and you know, my life is crazy most of the times. Like, it's doing irregular, sporadic things. And that's how I've lived my life for a really long time. Even when I was in high school, I played sports. I also was enrolled into something called an honors academy. So my classes were high. I had higher level classes. I had college classes. They demanded a lot. The sport demanded a lot. I was the varsity captain, and there would be days that I would not get home until 1 a.m. and I was doing homework on the school bus, and I would wake back up at 4 or 5 a.m. and start on homework again before school started. And that's how my life is now. Like, yesterday I woke up really early. I started homework, went to class, worked out, came home, took a nap, woke back up at a weird hour, started doing more work. It's just, there is no balance. Like, I don't have a super set schedule. Like, some things just happen, and if you just kind of learn to go with the flow. And sometimes, like, I do feel like I'm in a whirlwind and like my life is crazy. But honestly, I don't think I would have it any other way. I think if I had a balanced, perfect life that was like, that I wasn't constantly busy, then I would be bored.
And even if that doesn't work for you, like I said, you know, have a journal, or a calendar, a whiteboard calendar, or even just a piece of paper. Write down the stuff you need to do every week, and then cross it off whenever you do it. It's organization. Sometimes is good for people. So thank you, Brittany, for that question. On to the last one. This is a question that has been rising up recently. It's the ketogenic diet. This seems to be a fad now, even though it's been around for a while. So with a ketogenic diet, let's just go ahead and tell you what a ketogenic diet is. So your body has 3 macronutrients that you have to consume because your body doesn't make them. That's carbs, proteins, and fats. So for the main energy source that your body uses, it's carbs. It's the fastest absorbing macronutrient, so it immediately goes to energy. After that, it's fats, and then proteins as well can be used, but you don't want that to happen. So when you take out carbs from your diet, your body will start utilizing fats and a little bit of proteins for energy. So then your body goes into a state of ketosis, ketogenic diet. So that's pretty much, ketogenic diet is a low to zero carb diet, also known as the Atkins diet. So do we think the ketogenic diet is a good diet to follow? Personally, if you want fast results, ketogenic diet is a good diet. If you want to have a prolonged diet plan that you follow for an extended period of time, no, not necessarily, because eventually your body will go into this acidic state, and then you will not feel good, and you'll have to be hospitalized, and you'll lose muscle, and you'll get weak. So for a short period of time, yes, I think it's good. Long period of time, no, I don't.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. I think if you follow a ketogenic diet, like, for instance, first of all, this is dependent upon the person and the person's goals. Like their physique goals, their athletic performance goals, yada, yada, yada. But we'll get to that in a minute. But as far as, like, if you're an average individual, you're just wanting to, keep your body fat low or lose body fat, and you want to stay on a ketogenic diet for extended periods of time, I think it's fine. But you also need to understand that your body it's going to need like a reset mode, so have a cheat meal once per week so you can get an increase in carbs. But then after that, you just go back on the ketogenic diet and continue that cycle. I think that's perfectly fine. A lot of people find that they will function better that way because their brain will start using ketones for fuel instead of using glucose. And ketones, like, they're always abundant in your body, so you'll have like this euphoria in your brain that, like, you never really get tired, as opposed to if your brain's using glucose, you're gonna have ups and downs depending on what time you consume your meals throughout the day, and you're going to have like a groggy mind, so to speak. So that's an advantage of a ketogenic diet. What else is there?
Oh, let me set one thing straight, because I know I work with some athletes, and I have worked with some athletes. If you are an athlete, not including bodybuilding, if you even consider bodybuilding a sport, we do. If you're an athlete, ketogenic diet is not for you. Your main source of food intake should be carbohydrates. So just to let you know. Yeah,
that's the instance I was talking about. If your goal is like athletic performance, to perform at your best, a ketogenic diet is not going to be ideal for you. Your body, its first or its preferred energy source is carbohydrates, so you're going to want to fuel it with that. But if you're a bodybuilder, in essence, a ketogenic diet can be beneficial. Can be for some people. And you really just kind of have to see what works for you in terms of your body's carbohydrate requirements.
Right, and that's one thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration is individualization. So in personal training and in anybody who creates diet plans, who calls themselves a diet guru or whatever they want to call themselves, individualization is the number one thing that people need to realize is important. Everybody's body reacts differently to different food sources, different training techniques, so you can't just have this cookie cutter diet or workout plan and just hand it out to people. You need to be able to realize how your body reacts. So play around with it if you don't want to, if you don't want to go on the same diet forever, play around with it, see how your body reacts. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of like barely touching on that. We could talk on that forever and ever. But, I mean, there's plenty of informational videos out there if you want to watch the ketogenic, or if you want to learn more about the ketogenic diet.
Yeah, we just pretty much gave you the basis of it. There's a lot more into it than what we told you.
On to the next thing. You want to do our Olympia predictions?
Let's do the product review first, and then we'll do our Olympia predictions.
All right. Today, for the product review, we have did we do a Redcon 1 product last time too?
Yeah, I see too.
We have another Redcon 1 product. This time it's a pre-workout product. This is called Big Noise. It's a stimulant-free pre-workout though. So the benefits, I get a lot of questions, especially when I worked at Nutrition Fit, the supplement store. A lot of people ask me, what's the purpose of a pre-workout? What's the benefits? It's not essential. Like, if you don't have a lot of money to spend on supplements, I wouldn't recommend buying like a pre-workout as your first thing, obviously. But if you do have some extra money, then you can spend it on it. It's going to help increase blood flow to the muscles because it's gonna dilate your veins. You're gonna get a better pump, so to speak. You're gonna look more vascular since it does dilate your veins. This one also has some mental stimulants / triggers that helps you keep focused. But like I said, it's stimulant free, so there's no caffeine, so it's not hard to fall asleep with after you take it. It just kind of keeps you focused in the gym, great pumps, and increases vascularity. So it's kind of like a luxury supplement, so to speak.
And the flavor we have is Sour Gummy Bear, which is actually my favorite flavor out of all the Big Noise. The mixability on it, though, is not amazing. I shotgun it. She shotguns it sometimes. We'll actually take it with Total War, which is the actual caffeinated pre-workout that Redcon makes. We'll stack it on top of each other. That way you have a pump and a pre-workout. But as she was saying, with the if you don't have the money for all kinds of supplements, we wouldn't recommend you buying pre-workout supplements. That's one thing that I noticed from even my experience, is that all these people, and mostly high school to college age kids, spend all their money on pre-workouts and think that it's going to be beneficial for them. It's not. Spend your money on food and vitamins and
protein powder.
I mean, you don't even you don't even have to spend your money on those things. Spend your money on the food first.
Exactly. Probably a gym membership, that would help
or a
too.
gym membership, preferably not Planet Fitness, but
hey, whatever works.
It happens. So that's it for the supplement review. On to our Olympia predictions.
So most people do this fantasy football thing. I don't really follow football, so this is kind of like my fantasy draft, but it's for the Olympia. We did this last year, and we're doing it again this year, just between each other. We don't really know what the loser / winner or how the point system is going to be yet. So we'll probably figure that out tomorrow. But we do have our Olympia predictions. And
if this actually becomes more fun and a lot more people want to do this, maybe we'll make something out of this. So
yeah,
we could do an online Olympia draft.
So we're going to start with our Olympia 212 predictions. We only did the top 5. So with my top 5 in the order from 1st to 5th, I have Flex Lewis coming in 1st, Ashkenani coming in 2nd, Jose Raymond 3rd, David Henry 4th, and Sean Clarita at 5th.
So for me, in first place, I have Flex Lewis. I think he pretty much has this class handed down. And coming off of the Dallas McCarver situation, I feel like it's gonna, push him to be even better.
It could either push him to be better, or he could be so mentally out of it that he's a little bit off.
But personally, I think it'll push him to be better. Second, I have Ashkenani from Oxygen Gym, coming off the Arnold win. His legs need to be bigger, but I think he'll do all right. Then I have Sadek after that. I think that's how you pronounce it. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
Sadek. It's not Sadiq. He's in Classic Physique. It's Sadek. Okay. Jose Raymond in 4th. I think it'll be a toss-up between 3rd and 4th, and then I have David Henry in 5th. He looked pretty good at the Arnold. I think he'll do the top 5.
The next class we're going to go to is the Classic Physique class. Honestly, I think this class will be more, exciting / interesting than the open class, and probably the most interesting class out of all the men's class. My top 5 predictions are: I have Chris Bumstead coming in at 1st, Arash Rabar coming in at 2nd, is it Danny Hester?
Danny Hester.
Yeah, Danny Hester at 3rd, Sadiq, I always butcher his last name,
Hadzovic,
at 4th, and then Terrence Ruffin at 5th.
We're both Chris Bumstead fans, so Chris, good luck this weekend. I have Chris at 1st. Everybody's iffy on that because it's his first Olympia, but we think he looks really good. He is a very good V-taper.
And he's super shredded.
He's really shredded.
Conditioned.
So we'll see how he looks for his first Mr. O. I have Danny Hester at second. He won it last year. Arash Bar at third. But, you know, I already have my picks submitted in. But I think Arash is going to be Danny Hester. Coming off those pictures that he posted. Did you see those pictures? Mm-mm. He looks pretty good.
Well, he's got this down on paper, so this is what's going to the draft.
Yeah, I have Danny Hester at second, Arash Bar at third. Terrence Ruffin at fourth, and Breonna Ansley at fifth.
I kind of wish I would have put Ansley in instead of Ruffin, but...
Yeah, that is going to be the biggest toss-up for the top 5. That class right there. Let's do women's physique.
So the next class we're going to jump over to the women's physique. I didn't actually do this, but really, we didn't actually do it. I was tracking down the names.
Well, I have my top 3.
I'm going to do top 5 because I think I know.
Okay. Women's physique division.
Women's physique. Obviously, Juliana Malacarne at first. I'm gonna put Danny Reardon second. Again, she got second the last time she competed at the Olympia. I'm gonna do Autumn Swanson at third, Kira Newman fourth, and actually no. Juliana first, Danny second. There's another Brazilian girl, I can't remember her name. She won the Arnold. Put her at third. Newman at fourth, and Autumn Swanson at fifth.
I don't know much about women's physique. I do know that Malacarne will probably pull it off, and that Danny Reardon is going to get second. And I know it sounds like I'm following you, but I'm going to put the Brazilian girl from the Arnold, we don't know her name, at third. But
I think it's Danny Castellino or something.
I think that's what it is, yeah. I'm going to put Autumn Swanson at fourth, and then Newman at fifth.
There's also Jamie Pidner, but I didn't put her in my top 5. I think she'll come in within like top 6 or 7. She might come in with a top 5, but we'll see.
We don't have predictions for men's physique. Jeremy Blindy is going to win that. We already know that. And then bikini, Courtney King is not competing. She won Miss Olympia last year.
I predict Angelica Texera.
Yep, that's my pick.
To take it.
But we're not going to do top 5 for them. We're going to go on to the open class.
The open bodybuilding class. At first place I have Phil Heath. Once again, unfortunately. I'm so tired of seeing him win. So please, somebody knock him off his throne. Please. I have Dexter Jackson coming in at second. I'm a huge fan of Dexter. I really would like to see Dexter win. Do I think he will win? Probably not. But I'm a huge Dexter Jackson fan. Third, I have Big Ramy. Fourth, I have Sean Roden. And fifth, I have Cedric.
I have Phil winning it again. Unfortunately, I don't want him to win it either, but I think he'll come in good. I have Big Ramy at second, who he is actually being predicted by a lot of places to be first.
To win, yeah.
So if he comes in pretty shredded, he may have a shot, but I don't think he's going to do it. Third, I have Sean Roden. He got second last year. He's probably my favorite open bodybuilder. He's ridiculously tapered. He has a small waist. Fourth, I have Cedric, who won the Arnold this year. Is he still your favorite, Cedric?
I don't really have a favorite in the open, to be honest.
Cedric's more of he has more.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I had to pick a favorite, it would either be Dexter or.
Oh yeah, you said
Cedric.
Yeah, okay.
I really like Dexter just because he does come in with such fine detail, and he comes in super shredded. And if you know me, like that's really what I'm a fan of. I'm not really a huge fan of the mass monsters. Like, yeah, that's cool, but I would rather see somebody that's shredded to the bone. That's insanely conditioned. So
I have Phil at first, Big Ramy at second, Sean Roden at third, Cedric McMillan at fourth, and I have Josh Lenartowicz at fifth. So he's coming off that Dallas McCarver situation as well. So guys, that's it for this Q&A video. I think we had another good one. Hopefully we'll be able to go to a third one if you guys ask us questions. So, if you want to go ahead, comment below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'm off to do cardio. She's off to do something. I don't know what it's going to be.
I have no idea. There's a couple options. I could clean. I could do homework, or I could go to bed.
Yeah, so that's it. Till next time, guys.
Peace.